Hey, Sean. Welcome to your portfolio review. Right off the bat, you had said that you weren't sure if sending PDF samples via Google Drive is a legit way to send samples. Totally cool. Totally cool way to send samples. I know that's the way that stuff gets distributed, like internally within Gmarks and a bunch of other studios. I mean, if you if you're sending your work along like personally, and you say, hey, I'm applying to this job, or hey, I saw you posted this, let me DM you my samples, and you just send a link to Google Drive with PDF single panel stuff. Totally cool. Nobody really cares about a well presented website where all your stuff is presented really well, unless you're trying to reach people through discoverability, like somebody sees that you posted something on Twitter, and then or like a drawing on Twitter, and then they click on your link, or they click on your the website link in your biography, and then it takes them to their work. I mean, that's the only case where it would really matter. It would really matter if you have a nice website and nice presentation. But other than that, like applying to jobs, sending just samples with Google Drive link is totally cool. I can't pull up your website, so I don't know. I don't know your credits, so I may be talking about stuff, and like you've already had professional experience, and and I'm giving you tips that you're like, oh yeah, I know, I already have professional experience. Blah 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 blah. Why are you telling me this? Just because I couldn't tell through a brief I couldn't tell from a brief scanning of your Twitter, whether these were, or whether you have professional experience or not, whether you have experience like on a show or whatnot. So if I'm talking about stuff and you're like, whatever, I know that, cool. But yeah, let's dig into the actual samples themselves. So I downloaded all three samples. I got one in Adobe Reader, single panel, etc. And here we go. Hero, cool. Information is right up front. If you want to make this a clickable link, that'd be cool. If you want to make that a clickable mail to link, that'd be cool. Not a big deal because you can always just copy and paste, but it's one little less bit of friction if somebody wants to click on it. So cool, Steve Walker Jr. Hi. All right, nice shorthand for a lot of these characters. Cool. Some solid drawing there. You go in here, telling a story with noises, which is then cool. So nice use of sound effects to do storytelling, so the audience knows exactly what's going on. Aww. Cool. So this is nice. So he walks off left. I would do an off-screen arrow here, boop, 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 just to make it super clear that the character is walking off-screen, and then they're walking on-screen here. Okay. All right, cool. So okay, we're in this character's POV. We're in this guy's POV. And then he walks off, and he's walking, and we're following his day. We're following his journey, and then we cut to an objective point of view where we're seeing this asteroid or this meteor come in to space. And we cut back to kind of his point of view, and then we cut back to the meteor. So I don't know. I think there's probably a more interesting way to introduce this meteor than going to an objective point of view, or than going to like the God point of view, where you're showing the audience, hey, this thing is about to strike him. I think there's probably a more interesting way to do that. But the cross-cutting that you're doing is just fine if you're going for the objective point of view for a specific reason. I just think it's always more interesting if you can experience an event like a meteor crashing to Earth through the character's eyes, and we're always in the character's point of view. So yeah, there might be a more interesting way, but let's move on from that. One little thing that's kind of nitpicky, but watch where your feet are being placed here in this walk cycle. So for instance, this guy's foot is right here, right? and is planted right here. And then in the next step, you did it one step forward. So you're basically doing like not passing position to passing position for the 2-frame walk cycle, but extremes to extremes. So if this character's foot is planted here he's kind of slid over a little bit. The foot would still be planted here, and then this foot would be planted here. So it looks like he will be walking a little bit more. We'll be walking a little bit more towards the left of the screen. And the way that you've drawn it, he's coming almost towards, so you've drawn it as if he was walking further left, so he's pushed further to the left. So I would also, I mean, it's a really dumb thing, but this makes sense, but this makes a big difference when you're exporting boards for overseas. Really watch poses like they were going to be animated. So if you had to animate from this into this and this into this, the animator would slide that back. Would slide, if they were following your boards, would slide the foot over like that, which would just be weird and not look like actual animation. So boom, the meteor comes in. Cool, that's cool. High pitched sound of falling object. Sound becomes louder. Go. So that's a nice cut on action. Cut on action there where he gets blown off. Boom, falls. It seems like he recovers a little quickly here, because if this is cement, which I'm assuming it's cement or sidewalk or something like that, he looks like he hits his head here, and that would really, really hurt. So it's nice solid drawings here, but that would knock me out. I mean, I had a bite accident where I hit in the back of my head, and I was out for a good like 2 or 3 minutes. So the fact that he recovers really quickly feels a little bit weird to me. Also, this isn't a great cut from here to here. It's kind of a jump cut because it feels like it's not enough of an angle change. It's not enough of an angle change. It's not enough of a size change, and the character's eyes are right here, and then we're still looking at this, so it feels like the character's jumping towards us, which makes us feel a little bit like we're being hit in the face with that character. So he looks up. Okay, cool. The shadow creeping over. Okay, cool. This is fun. Nice rear 3/4. Cool alien, dope. Cut back to him. Cool. I would want to see, since this shot is the same as this shot, besides just the amount of shadow, I'm not sure why we're cutting to this. I guess it's just for a reaction shot, but if this is just a reaction shot, I would give him something. Like if he's shocked and doesn't know how to respond, and I like just blink, we'll get that across, or an A pose and he looks even more shocked, so he's I would look at this shot and say, what are you trying to say with this shot? And it's okay, cool. So that's good. So this I found interesting because the alien's taking a very humanoid pose, a very noble pose. And I'm kind of just reacting here, and isn't immediately going to Predator. So like if a Predator landed on Earth, boom, it lands, and then immediately he's going to start skidding around. So I find this an interesting thing. Alien snarls. I found that interesting because maybe like this character, and again, I'm just reacting here. I'm not sure where the sequence goes. This character is trying to put on an air of being an alien predator. So let's see where this goes, because he's noble, and then he snarls. Cool. So we cut to the guy, kid's scared. Then we cut to cool. We cut to establishing shot of a building. I think those are based on Hero. I think those are superhero costumes. Sniffs tea. Cat. Letter alarm blaring. Continues blaring. Okay. boom, 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 boom. That's your reveal of who our POV character is for this. I feel like that could have been done on a pullout rather than a cut, but we'll see. She sighs. Okay, cool. She runs off. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like we could have gotten more information or this information in a different way, because this shot is just revealing what character we're looking at. So I'm not sure why we're super close here, other than to hide who we're supposed to be following. And then if we're hiding who we're supposed to be following, then revealing it on a cut like this it's a little weak. There could have been a more interesting way to reveal who we're supposed to be following. Cat runs off. Cool. Boom, boom, boom. Bam, bam. There's a danger room thing. Incoming message. Boo, boo, boo. Cool, cool, cool. This is a good shot. Gets the information. Boom. Cool. I would have probably reversed this shot. This is, again, a really nitpicky thing. I would have probably reversed this shot because the character was running left to right here. And then you want to kind of continue that motion from left to right. I would have flipped this shot so that the hand goes in left to right. Tiny little thing, but those little things add up and help your sequences. Boom, goes in. Boom, dope. Cool, that's clear. Cool. Got this, the mask on. Cool, some Iron Man shit. Cool, 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 cool. If this is your hero takeoff shot, this feels like it's supposed to be a cool and epic shot, but it feels kind of flat. It feels more like a comedy version. Again, I'm just reacting. If this is more of a comedy sequence, then okay. But this feels like this feels kind of flat. Feels like there could have been a cooler shot here that shows the guy taking off, and that's cool. Okay, cool. We're back into this guy's point of view. Boy squirming, that's nice. I would have actually gone closer on here, closer onto the kid, because we're cutting to this, and we're getting that this kid, that we're now back with this kid, and that he's struggling, and the monster has him. So I would have gone closer on him and hidden the monster stuff, so that you could do a two-step reveal. So like, okay, it's one image. We're with the kid. He's struggling. Why is he struggling? We pull out, or we cut, and we cut to this shot, and we see why he's struggling. So maybe parsing out that information, one and then two. So one, struggling, and then why is he struggling? Two, he's struggling because he's caught by this thing. Because they're not necessarily revealing any new information by this cut to this cut. And the only reason that you're cutting to this shot, or the only reason that you're cutting to this shot here, is so that character can walk in, but you want to have a motivation to this cut. Cool. Looks over. He sees the off-screen noise. And then we cut into the two shot. That feels like a jump cut. Again, even though we're looking here because that's the last thing that's moved. We're looking there, and then here it's in the negative space. My eye is still tracking. Sorry, I didn't point out the negative space. I pointed it out with my finger. So even though we're looking here, in the next shot, the kid is right here, or the kid was right here, and now he's over here. So this is kind of negative space, and it should be okay for a cut, but it's not really, because I'm looking at this kid, I'm also tracking this character here. So when cut from here to here, it gets a little bit of a jump cut because it feels like we're hitting the character in the face. Again, the rule for jump cuts is generally like change the angle, change either, what did Chuck tell me? Change the distance of the characters to the camera by like 75%, or change the angle by 70%. maybe it's 30%. It's something like that. But in general, like here to here, we're not revealing any new information except for to show this guy turning around eating donuts. Okay, so this is a bit of a comedy scene. Okay, cool. We're not. So if we're cutting here, this is an unmotivated cut here, unfortunately. And we're only cutting to get a better look at this thing eating donuts. So I might do it in this shot. Yay! So the kid goes, yay, he's here. And then I might have the thing turn around eating donuts in that previous shot. Because we're cutting it for not a specific reason. Boom, and then boom, starts walking towards. Cool. And then I would have, So I would have done the turnaround in this shot. With the donuts, then cut to this shot, and he starts walking forward, or she starts walking forward, excuse me. And then you can cut closer to this shot, and then eat the donut. Wait, he eats the donut and then flies off. So is that a misdirect? He's like, oh, I'm gonna eat the donut. No, I'm gonna fire. Not quite clear on what that moment is. Boom, but that's a nice shot where he comes to camera. Boom. And I'm not sure what this to this is. Is that a blackout? Is that the characters coming so close to screen that you're doing a blackout? Not quite sure. So I'm not quite sure from what that to that is. It needs to be a little bit clearer. Then we cut to this guy. He cuts to this guy, and he's like, hey. And then I'm not sure. Okay, this is the monster, or this is the alien. This is the alien going away from camera, but since we're cutting from this guy straight to a black image, or to this big black silhouette, I'm not sure what we're cutting to. It's revealed from there to there, but even here, it's a little bit of a weird image because we're on this guy's back, and I can't, even in this image, I can't quite tell unless I really stop what's going on, and then, okay, he's going away from camera. So here he's coming towards camera, and then we cut to this guy, and then we cut to this. So also, I'm not sure of the geographical location. But that can be okay. This can be an insert, but because it's not clear how he is geographically related to these guys. So he's going away, and then we cut. And then we cut to the guy. Okay, so he's going away from camera. And then we cut to here, and he's still going away from camera. So I'm not sure what we're getting by this shot at all. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're getting by this shot that we couldn't have done in a different shot. And then here's where you establish where it's really clear what the geography is. So I'm just not sure of the intent of this shot, and I'm not sure what the shopkeeper is about. Let's see if that pays off later. So then this is the typical face-off stuff, huh? Okay, so he grabs a hand and he looks over. Okay. Huh? And then she says, huh? And then starts pushing forward. Okay, I'm not sure what the physical action is from there to there. So are they grappling? I can't tell physically what's going on from here to here. Is that a grab? Or is that a shove? Is that where a hand is shoving there? I can't tell what's going on there to there. So is that a throw off? So the character throws them off. Okay, it's not quite clear what the physical effect is there, or what the physical move is there. So that needs to be worked out a little bit better. Boom, lands. Oof. Okay, cool. So we cut in for a point of view. Cool. And then you're just tromboning here. Yeah, you're going, you're wide, and then you're cutting in, and then so tromboning is when you're cutting shots. When you're cutting shots that are like wide, close, wide, close, wide, and all you're doing is moving the camera back and forth, and you're focused on the same subject. And it's called tromboning because that's where you're basically putting the camera. Is that so you got to look out for that. So I understand that we're cutting into here for a reaction from the guy, but then he looks up. I would have done an over the shoulder on this guy. I would have done an over the shoulder here and have him. Ooh, can I draw? Oh, I can. Cool. Can I draw like this? Oh no, that's cool. I would have had an. Oh, okay. Okay. Cancel, 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 cancel. Ah, crap. Close. Close, I said. If you're cutting from. Sorry, dude. There we go. Okay, cool. So you go. Ooh. I would have done over the shoulder shot here and have the monster coming to him. Wow, this is terrible. And coming towards him. And maybe there are the feet there. And made it an up shot so that we're cutting to this guy's point of view. So then you're not tromboning here. And then he comes in. Okay, cool. And then we're tromboning again. Boom, cut into here. Concrete cracking. Cruel. Okay, here's good. Good. So you cut back to this shot. Cool. The struggle. Cool. Okay, dope. Louder. Okay, good. You're cross cutting to that. Ooh. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, that's a nice. All right, that's a nice connection. So it's clear. You made it clear what's going on here. Boom. All right, cool. Cool. All right. I might have done this with pans. I might have panned from that and then panned over to his react or panned over to his face and then he looks over and then he can cut back, shock snarl. And then that's cool. You've clearly established. Okay, so he takes off. So I'm not sure. All right, cool. Are these things? Not sure what these things are that are passing by in the foreground are. Are they buildings? Not quite clear. Okay, so this is some fun stuff. Cool. All right, that's cool. Cool. All right, that's nice. Falls. Okay, cool. They're falling. All right, cool. Some point of view stuff. It's probably a cooler way to do that shot. A cooler shot there. Yeah, I forgot about the boy. Boop. All right, cool. I hope that's a truck down. That probably is. Cool. Probably would have liked for the boy to recognize, to see who saved him because he's looking down, to really realize what's going on. And I hope this is a truck down, or I hope this is a tilt down with the camera. If that's a cut, it's a pretty bad cut. So I'm assuming it's a tilt down. Cool. I might have stepped it out, just one more in between, just an in between from here to here, just to make it clear to the audience that it's a tilt down. And then barfs, cool. Cool, fun. Cool. Okay, that's fun. Cool. This is a fun ending. All right, cool. So in general, you got some fun action stuff in there. Really want to make it clear what point of view you're trying to show, whose point of view you're trying to show, and how you're showing it, and what you're revealing with each cut. If you're revealing a new piece of information with each cut, each camera move, each cut, each tilt, each pan, each truck. Anytime you move the camera, be revealing new information, because otherwise you're going to kind of bore the audience. The silliest, baddest example of cutting for no specific reason is that it goes around on Twitter, but that 22 shots of Liam Neeson jumping a fence and like Taken 4 or something like that, where they're just cutting the camera for no reason, and it's like 18 different angles, and it makes no sense, and it's really disorienting and boring to watch because they're not revealing any new information with each one of those camera moves. So anytime you move the camera, you cut, you pan, you truck, you tilt, you orbit, you do anything, you got to be revealing new information. Otherwise it's just a bunch of images you're throwing up on screen. But your drawings are really nice, and your character expressions are really nice, and your stuff is really fun. Like solid drawings, solid expressions, etc. Just get your filmmaking on point. Let me flip through some of this stuff just so I can see. This is a tough one. All right, to be honest, this is the type of sequence that Spider-Verse script exercise. I'm assuming that you boarded this from the script, that this was like reading the script and boarding a page out of it. I'm going to really caution you against that because it's just such an iconic film. Somebody who's looking at this exercise can't tell if you looked at the actual movie or not. So like I don't want to talk about this because I don't know how much it was influenced by the movie itself. So if I was looking at this as a portfolio, I would like skip right past it because like I can't really tell. I can't really tell how much is him and how much might be the movie, or how much might be informed by it. So I'm going to go through this sequence real quickly, see if I see some of the same issues that I saw in that first sequence. Okay, cool. Footsteps approaching. Okay. Cool. It would have been nice if I had known where that gun is in relation to the character. Grumbling, inaudible grumbling. Cool. All right. Again, what are we revealing? Not revealing anything new. We could have done that. Boom, opens the door and then looks down and in this shot, and then you cut to a point of view of that. Cool. Would have probably had her look around in this shot because it seems weird that somebody just left berries on her door. Okay, again, cutting from here to here. No, not necessarily any new information. What I would have done probably is just pulled out from this shot to reveal Bigfoot, because here to here A is a jump cut because the house, you're looking at the house and the shape is pretty much the same in the same quadrant of the screen, and this is revealing new information that this Bigfoot is here. If you can reveal new information with a pull out or a pan or a tilt instead of a cut, it is so much better, because anytime you can recontextualize a shot, anytime you can say, hey, this shot is a wide shot, and this shot is about nobody is around and she's opening the door. And then if you pull out to reveal that a Bigfoot is there, suddenly this shot becomes about, there's actually a Bigfoot. So no one around, we're close on that, or a little bit away from the house. No one's around. Okay, this shot says no one's around. We pull out, slight camera move. It's actually about this Bigfoot looking. So anytime you can take a shot and do one thing with it and then convert into another thing, it's a little bit of a serotonin hit for the audience, a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of reveal, a little bit of new information, and it keeps them on the hook watching because they know that you're in control of information that you're going to dole out in very specific ways. So they cut back to that. Cool. Car approaching. I'm assuming that's a pan across. I would have probably in between to that pan. And you've got a little bit of a right to left problem here. Okay. Yeah, you're kind of losing geography here because I'm not quite sure where. I guess we're shooting from the other side of the bush, and then he's running away, and he's running away from camera. Then he's running towards camera, and then we're panning past. So it's a little clunky. And then we're cutting into this guy's point of view. Okay, cool. This is fun. I would have probably dropped the camera. So that we see a little bit more of her face. A no is a no. This is fun. She turns around. Cool. That's nice. He turns around and there's a little bit of a surprise. That's cool. He's talking a little loud outside of her door. I feel like she probably would have heard him. So I would have thought, how can you go from here to here? Because we're just here for a really short shot. I might have actually just done this where he turns around and then pan with him, and then we reveal that he's pouring the gas can on. That he's pouring the gas on the ground. I hope that's a pan. If it wasn't a pan, it could have been done with a pan. Also, you want to vary up your shots because this is a head and shoulder shot, and then if this is a cut from this to this is cutting from a head and shoulder shot to another head and shoulder shot, which is kind of boring. You want to mix up your shots as much as possible for dynamics, but you're cutting to the reverse, so that's generally okay. And then again, we're cutting to another head and shoulder or a bit of close to a head and shoulder shot. Smoke is going in. Okay, so the Bigfoot is running. Cool. So okay, so I'm kind of losing lost geography a little bit. So we're cutting to the reverse. So if he stops, he turns around, he sees the fire. Okay. And then worried whimper. Okay, cool. And then we cut back to inside, and he's running right to left here in order to save here. But here he was on the left side of the screen, so you've got some screen direction problems. Cool. So there was probably a more interesting way to do this, to have the Bigfoot save her. And then when he runs out of the fire, I'm not exactly sure where he is. I guess he's still in the house. Or she's still in the house, or they're still in the house, however you want to genderize Bigfoot. Yeah. So again, you want to be really clear with what information you're showing the audience when he sees her. And then, is he in the foreground there? I would have liked to have seen him like stop, and then look up and see her, and then react, and then run towards her. Because he never actually, the Bigfoot never actually stops. We just see the Bigfoot running through, and then the Bigfoot stopped here in the foreground. So I'm not quite clear. If I was going to animate this, I wouldn't be quite clear what exactly your intent was, physical action wise. So I would be a little clearer with that. But yeah, so the drawings are really fun. I'm seeing some of the same stuff as I saw in that first sequence. point of view. You want to really make sure that you have the character's point of view and you're tracking with a character. You want to really make sure you know what you're revealing with each cut. You know what information you're revealing with each camera move, and how to really connect the audience to your characters. But your drawings are really nice. They're really expressive. They're really solid. Your shot choices in general are pretty good. It's just stringing them together. Your shot order and your geography that I would work on. This is the hint that I give a lot is, or sorry, the piece of advice that I give a lot is watch an episode or watch a show like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Watch like a bridge scene, turn off the volume and just watch how they stage stuff, because everything is super clear and information is conveyed super clearly. And then once you really internalize kind of where they're putting the camera, why they're putting the camera where, and how they're transmitting information from character to character, you start to internalize that stuff and you start to get a feel for when should I use a reaction shot? When should I cut on action to have a character turn from here to here? When do I need to have a character use an eye dart in order to motivate a camera move? When do I need to look at this character? When do I need to not look at this character? But yeah, the drawings are really fun. They're really solid. So keep going along, and I look forward to seeing what you do soon. Yeah, take it easy. Hope you have a great night.